It's the Joseph Bristol Show.
If you enjoy the video, hit the like. If you want to see more, be sure to subscribe.
Welcome to another episode of the Joseph Bristol Show, where I go over different social norms and aspects of life that I think are important, that maybe we need to adjust or change our way of thinking. And I just share my thoughts and ideas with you, the internet, so we can all live a better, more productive life. So, on today's episode, I want to talk about saving money, right? And I'm just going to lay out a couple of different ways that you can actually save money. And these are all techniques that I've used over the years to help me save money and to help me better my relationship with money. So I'm not really one that likes to go into credentials. I think that credentials aren't really that important. I mean, they're important, but it's not so much where it's like, well, I'm not listening to that guy because he doesn't have credentials, right? I think that's an ignorant way of processing information in the world. So, but with that being said, personally, I have been working. I had a job when I was 14 years old, and I am currently 33. So I've been working for a large proportion of my life. I have had a job and I've worked, and usually when I ain't got no job, that's usually because I just choose not to work. I don't think I've ever really been in a time or a moment where I couldn't get a job. Although my relationship with working has always been more of a, I'm going to work because I have to work, right? So if I got to go work at some fast food place or work at, I don't know, Target or something like that, I'm going to do it regardless of my age or what I got going on, because bills got to get paid. So that's like the main thing, right? So now that we're done with that, basically that's just me letting you know that I've been getting money for a long time. I've been getting money for a very long time, right? And I have, ever since I started getting money, I have always tried to figure out ways to get more money, right? To increase my money. All right, so first off, we're going to jump into a couple of things. The first thing I want to talk about is reducing your spending, right? And mindsets, right? Things to keep in mind. Then I want to talk about ways that you can save money, right? And then I want to talk about ways that you can save money and put your money to work at the exact same time, right? So we're going to write this stuff on the whiteboard. All right. So first off, the first thing we're going to talk about is things to keep in mind, right? So when it comes to money, I have a few things that I like to keep in mind. One of the most important things to keep in mind, right, is that poverty is a mindset. So let's write that down. Let's do that. Number one, poverty is a mindset, right? So what does that mean? That just means that your way of thinking is what's keeping you poor. It's the way that you are thinking about money and your relationship with money and what you do with your money. That's literally what keeps you in poverty, right? So if in your mind you're thinking to yourself, well, a penny ain't nothing, that's literally why you're poor, right? Because at the end of the day, another thing to keep in mind, number two, is that at the end of the day, 99 cents is not $1. Straight up. So that's like very important here. 99 cents is not $1, right? So you have people that will say, oh, it's just a penny, it's nothing. You go to the corner store to buy something and you don't have a penny. Some places, not all places, but some places will literally not sell you the stuff because you're missing a penny. They want every single penny. If you had a job at McDonald's and every day your register came up short by 1 penny, they will fire you. You will lose your job because 99 cents is not $1 and every single penny counts. That's the bottom line. So when you talk to poor people, right, or anybody who says to you, well, oh, you put $20 in that bank account and it's only making you 1 penny every month. Oh, that's nothing. That ain't no money. Those people are poor and they will remain poor for the rest of their lives because their mindset, they have a poverty mindset, right? They don't understand that 99 cents is not $1. And then the next thing to keep in mind also is that debt is not good, right? So debt is no good, right? Because if you owe, then you don't have a real income, right? Because your what is it called? Your oh man, what is it called? Your wealth, your net worth. There it is, right? So your net worth, okay? Your net worth is your debt minus your income plus your assets. That's your net worth. So let's say you have $20,000 worth of debt. That's what you got worth of debt. So that's student loans, car note, credit cards. It all adds up to $20, right? $20,000, right? You're gonna minus that by your income. Let's say you make, I don't know. Let's say you make $12,000 a year. Okay, $12,000 a year, right? That's a year. $12,000 a year. Plus, let's say you have $1,000 worth of stocks in crypto. You have $1,000 worth of stocks in crypto. So these two right here is $13,000 is your total amount of money. Now you have to minus that by the $20,000 that you owe. So let's put the $20,000 here, right? And now we're going to minus that to tell us what we got left. In which case we are in a negative $7,000. So let's say now we get our income tax check, right? And let's scroll down a little bit, and let's say income tax, right? And your income tax check is $5,000. You still are in a negative of $2,000. So your net worth is still negative $2,000. Because what are you going to do with this income tax check? If you blow through the money, then that's no good. You done spent it on traveling the world because you're looking for experiences in life, but you're still broke. You're still poor. You're still living a poor man's life because you still owe. So to me, the best thing to do with this money is to pay down your debt. You want to pay this off because debt is no good, right? You want to get rid of that. Number 4, right? The fourth thing to keep in mind is, again, poverty is a mindset, but there's two type of mindsets to have when it comes to having money, right? So you can say to yourself, I need to reduce my spending, right? You say to yourself, you need to reduce your spending. Reduce spending is different, right? It's a different mindset. It's different from I need to increase my income. It's different from increase income. Those are two different mindsets. So if you have the mindset of, oh my God, my bills are really high, I need to reduce my spending, I need to bring down my bills. That's a very different way of thinking about your money as opposed to saying I need to increase my income, right? So I have a lot of bills, but how can I make more money to pay those bills, as opposed to how can I reduce my bills so I have more money? Those are two different things. Cool, so we got that over with. So now we're done with the mindset talking. Really quickly, we're going to get into reducing the spending, right? So I want to talk about different ways to reduce spending. So this is mindset. This is mindset, right? This is thinking of money. That's what this is. This is thinking of money. So as I said, all of this that I just shared with you, this is how I understand money. This is how I think about money. This is how I process my income and my money. Okay, so now I want to get into reducing spending. If you have the mindset of I need to reduce my spending, how do you do that, right? So here we go. Now we're going to talk about reducing spending. Okay. In which case, these are things to keep in mind when it comes to reducing spending. No particular order, but just things that I keep in mind when I'm reducing my spending, right? One of the main things that I like to do is I use all of a product. So what am I talking about when I say use all of a product? If I got a bottle of lotion, body wash, shampoo, I don't care what the product is. I cut the top off of it and I'm scooping it all out from the bottom. If it's toothpaste, I cut the toothpaste and I put my toothbrush into it to use all of the product. So cut bottles open. Let's put that down here. Cut bottles open to get everything. That's something that I do, right? I cut my bottles open. I'm trying to get every last dime, every last drop, every single piece of the stuff that I'm using, right? Another thing that I like to do, I like to make my own food and specialty drinks. So let's write that. Make own food and specialty drinks. Right? So what does that mean? Of course, that means cooking at home, making your own breakfast sandwiches. That means going to Publix, buying the Dunkin' Donuts iced coffee or the Dunkin' Donuts coffee mix and going back home and making your own products, making your own stuff. Now, again, I can't tell nobody to do nothing illegal, like go out and find somebody who got food stamps and buy some of their food stamps at 50 cents on the dollar. I'm not telling nobody to do that. But if you got a homegirl or a homeboy or somebody who got food stamps and they willing to sell you some of their food stamps, then, you know, that would be a nice come up. Again, I'm not telling nobody to do that because that is illegal. But that is a nice way to cut back on your groceries, because groceries cost money. That stuff is kind of expensive, right? Another way to reduce our spending is reduce the driving. Reduce driving. That's the next thing. Not enough people. It's too much driving around. It's too much. I'm going to go see my homeboy. I'm going to the beach. I'm going to go see my homegirl. I'm going to go see my boyfriend. I'm going to drive here. I'm going to drive there. Because reducing the driving is important. Remember, driving is not just gas, right? So with driving, right, you got gas, right? You got maintenance of the car. But remember, even with maintenance, that goes down into the next thing. Maintenance goes into oil change, right? So that's oil change, tires, right? You got tires. You got you got other things too, like spark plugs, filters. You know, all that stuff got to get. All that stuff is part of maintenance. Spark plugs, right? We got filters. You know what I mean? All of this is a part of maintenance. So reducing driving is a great way to, again, reduce your thing. Even with the driving, it's not just maintenance, but, you know, lower accident chances. Lower accidents, right? Because less driving means less accidents. Lowering your accidents it'll lower your car insurance, right? That'll lower car insurance. So everything is connected. Everything is together. It all matters. It all comes together. It all plays a purpose. It all has value to you, right? And then the next thing when it comes to, remember, we still on reducing our spending. So the next thing when it comes to reducing our spending is paying off debt, right? So if you got some money, don't think about how you could spend that money. Pay off your debt. Why is paying off debt important? Because remember your interest rate. Remember the interest equals paying more than what you spent. That's what interest is. Paying more than what you spent. That's literally what interest means. So you want to pay off your debt as quickly as you possibly can. It's very, very important, right? And then another good thing about not a good thing, but another thing to pay attention when it comes to reducing your spending is track your purchases. You want to track your purchases, right? So the most important thing about tracking your purchases is where is your money? Where is your money? That's the main thing about tracking your purchases. You want to know where's your money, right? And one of the ways that I like to track my money is Personal Capital, right? That's a nice app. Personal. Oh, look at that. Personal Capital is a great way, and Mint. That's another great way. Another one that's nice is True Blue. I think it's called True Blue. That's another one right there. So these are all great apps that will help you track your spending, to know where is your money. That's what these things will do for you. They will help you to find out where your money is. Let me erase that. These things will help you find out where is your money, right? So these are all, again, reducing your spending. That's what we talked about right here. So reducing your spending, use all of the product, cut bottles open to get everything out of it, make your own food and specialty drinks, reduce your driving, reducing your driving is important for gas and maintenance and lower accidents, right? And lower accidents cause lower car insurance. gas and maintenance equals what is it? Oil change, tires, spark plugs, filters, right? And paying off your debt is very important because the debt has interest on it, and interest equals paying more than what you spent. You want to track your purchases because you want to know where is your money. In which case, great apps to use to track where is your money is Personal Capital, Mint, and True Blue. And then, of course, we have mindset, thinking of money. Poverty is a mindset. 99 cents is not a dollar. Debt is no good because your net worth is your debt minus your income plus your assets. And then reducing your spending is different from increasing your income. Great. Now that we got that out of the way, now we're on to how to actually save money. I had to jump into those things first before we get into how to save money, because you can't save money if you aren't even thinking about money in the correct way, if you don't have the right mindset. Okay, so now we can talk about how to save money. All right, now I got a few ways that you can save money, right? But these ways of saving money is not actually working your money. It's just you taking your money and putting it down for when you need the money, all right? And in which case, here are a few ways that you could do that. All right, so way number one to save money, especially if you're bad at saving, right? Way number one is to give your money to someone you trust. Right? This is a great way to save money. But it's very important that whoever it is you're giving your money to, they have money. Right? So they have their own money. And not only do they have their own money, but they are responsible with money. Right? So that's the next thing. Because you don't want to give your money to, your homeboy. He saved money good, but he sell dope. You don't want to give him the money, because if he come up on a bad day where he ain't got no money, he going to take your money to re-up and then tell you how he going to flip it. Again, you don't want to give your money to a gambling addict. They're good at saving money, but once they have a lump sum, they tend to go and gamble to try to make more money. So you don't want to do that. You want to give your money to someone you trust, and they have a good relationship with money, and they have their own money. That's very important, right? So then the second way that you can save money, is going to be a lockbox and key. So lockbox and key, right? That's a great way to save money. But here's the difference, though. So the key goes to someone else. The key goes to someone else, and you keep the lockbox. Now, why is this important? Because now when you want to get the money, you have to go and ask the person who has the key, right? So if you have somebody that is a hawk with the money, so they're like, yo, what do you need the money for? They're not going to give you the key. They're not going to unlock the box for you to take out the money. So they're only going to unlock the box when they know for a fact that you actually need the money. In which case, you can just keep putting money in it, and you know that the money is locked away. So this is a great way to save money. Again, these are for tactics for people who have a hard time. You put it in your savings account, and you know the money's there. And as soon as your friends are like, "Hey, let's go out to dinner," you have no money in your checking account. You tend to be that type of person who pulls their money out of their savings to go out to dinner, right? When you know you shouldn't have did that, because technically you're trying to save that money. So these are great ways to do that. The number 3 great way to save money that is very underrated, but it's a long time before you actually get the money, is a secure credit card. Now, the problem with the secure credit card and saving your money is you can still spend the money, right? And you'll have to pay back the money. But the beautiful thing about the secure credit card is if you spend the money and you cannot pay it back, they will just take the money, the cash that you gave them, and close out your account and write it off, right? So let's say you have $800 that you put into a secured credit card, and you max out the card. Right? $800 that you put in, you max it out, right? You max it out. Payment due, right? payment due, and you broke. Right? And you broke. Now you tell them, hey man, I got no money, I can't pay it. Tell them to close the account. Tell them to close the account. Right? Now, when you tell them to close the account, they keep the cash that you gave them. 800 you put in cash. Right? So tell them to close the account. They keep the cash. And report to your credit bureau that you paid it in full. Which saves your credit. Saves your credit. Boom. So that's the beautiful thing about a secured credit card. Is that that's what it'll do for you. Now, the downfall with the secured credit card is, again, you can spend the money and you have to pay it back. And also, it is usually about 2 to 7 years before the money is unlocked. So if you get a secured credit card and you keep that card, and let's say you use it and then you pay it off, or you don't use it at all, you just leave it there, in about 2 to 7 years they're going to give you back your cash, and you will still have a credit card, but they give you back the cash. So that's a pretty decent way to save your money. So these are just 3 different methods for saving cash if you're bad at saving money. This is just, again, 3 different methods. Now I want to share with you save money and earn money. Let's go over here where we got a blank space right here. So let's say, so now we're going to save money and work the money. Boom. That's what we're about to do here. So now I'm going to give you some ways that you can save money and work the money that you're saving. This is what I do. This is how I save my money, right? So this is what I've been currently doing. I got rid of a savings account. If you want to have one, then go ahead. I guess that would be the #1 way, but it's the corniest way, right? So the safest, lowest return is a traditional savings account. Traditional. Forgive me for my spelling. Traditional savings account, right? That is the safest and lowest return. Traditional savings account. So I'm not really going to suggest that, but if you want to do it, go ahead and do it that way, right? Now, the one that I like, or this is the one that I really suggest to most people who have a problem saving money, but they also want to earn money on their money, is going to be a CD account, right? This is a CD account from your bank. And a CD account is usually a minimum, right, of $250 usually, and the time frame is usually 3 months to like 10 years, where you can lock your money away into a CD account. You can lock your money away into a CD account, in which case once you put the money in, you can't get it out for the amount of time that you put it in. So you put $250 in for 3 months. When you get back your $250, I think maybe you would have made like $2, $3 on the money. But you know for a fact that the money is there and it's coming back and it's making you money. So that's the beautiful thing about a CD account. Great way to save if you have a problem saving. So this is something that I tend to do. When I get my income tax check, I always take out a little bit of the money. I don't care if it's $300, $500. I usually try to do like $1,000 and put it into a 6-month CD. That way, I spend the rest of the money, and I know for a fact in 6 months I got a little bit of money coming to me. It's always nice to get a little money coming to you later on, especially when you didn't even know that you needed it, right? So that's number 2. And then the next way to save money is going to be auto invest, right? So auto invest. And what am I talking about with auto invest? These are apps that will automatically invest your money for you. So you don't have to pick any stocks. You just give them the money and they pick stocks. So auto invest is you give money and they pick stocks. Now, obviously, this is a little dangerous because it's not guaranteed that your money will go up. Your money could go down, but more than likely, your money will go up the longer that you leave the money in there, which is why I like the auto investing strategy. So apps that do this, right? There's a bunch of them. Apps that do it that I like are going to be Stash and Acorn. And I will leave referral links in the description for Stash and Acorn. You sign up using my referral link and you will get some money, and I get some money as well. But Stash and Acorn are great auto investing apps. Acorn, I believe, is free for the auto investing, but the Stash auto investing, I think, is $3 a month. Not 100% sure. I will link my Stash video review in the description as well, and you can watch that, and that'll give you more in-depth detail of Stash and Acorn apps, right? So I like auto invest. Now, the number 4 greatest way that you can save money and work your money that I personally like, that I personally do the most, is going to be crypto stablecoin yields. Crypto stablecoin yield. That's the best way that I do it. And I use 2 apps to do this. You can use a lot. I think Anchor does it and a couple other ones. But the 2 apps that I like to use are going to be Voyager, which equals 9% on your USDC, right? And Coinbase, which is going to pay you 0.15% on your USDC. And I like those 2. That's what I do. And these are monthly payouts. Right? So here I'm going to show you guys exactly what I'm talking about. So you can see here how Coinbase does it. They pay monthly, and you can see my all-time, how much money I've made for the maximum time that I've been using it, which I want to say is about 3 years. So in 3 years, I've made 66 cents, I think it says. So I made some ample amount of money. It shows you what they're going to pay me this month for the money that I've had sitting in my account, right? And then here is Voyager. So you can see Voyager, they've been paying me, and I've been using Voyager since last year, October, around that time I started using it. Actually, no, not October, September, because you have to keep it in there for the month, and then the following month they pay you the money that you had in there from last month. So here you can see them paying me out, and actually I guess it was November, because my first payout was October. Or maybe it was October. I don't know, but I've been using it since last year, and you can see that they've been paying me, and they've been paying me decent money. And as long as you have $100 for Voyager, the minimum is $100, and for Coinbase, the minimum is $1. So that's the difference between the 2. So Voyager I like because, again, $100. I think the payout on that is like $9 a month. Like $1, like 98 cents a month for leaving $100 in your account. So I like that, right? So these are just ways that you can save money and work your money at the exact same time. Which, again, the safest and lowest return is going to be a traditional savings. Number 2 is going to be a CD account from your bank, which has a minimum of $250. Time frame about 3 months to 10 years. Auto invest using Stash and Acorn. There are other apps that you can use, but I like Stash and Acorn. Crypto stablecoin yields is my favorite, in which case I do it through Voyager and Coinbase. That's how I like to do my saving my money and working it at the exact same time. And then as I stated before, you can see how to save your money without actually it making you money. This is just saving your money. You're going to give it to someone you trust. Make sure that person has a stable and responsible relationship with money, and they have their own money, right? A lockbox and key. You keep the lockbox, someone else keeps the key. That way you can't access the money, because the whole point of this is to stop yourself from being able to just grab the money and just spend it off, right? And then a secured credit card is also a great way, but with the secured credit card, you can essentially spend the money that you're saving. But the good thing is, as long as you're paying it back, that will build your credit. And the moment that you can no longer pay it back, you can just tell them to keep the cash, close out the account, and they'll report it on your credit that you paid it off in full, and it will not destroy your credit. And if you keep this secured credit card long enough, about 2 to 7 years, that's when they'll give you back the cash, and you get to keep the credit card. And let's all remember, man, the main thing to keep in mind here when it comes to money is your relationship with money will determine how you get money. It's a mindset thing. It's not about how much money you make, but it's about what you do with the money. And in which case, let's put that down into our mindset right here. So into our mindset with money, that should be, actually, I forgot to put that in, but that's number 5. So it's not about how much money you make, right? How much you make doesn't matter. Doesn't matter, right? It's about how you spend your money. How you spend it is what matters. So that's really what matters. So again, we're just going to go over this mindset one more time, because this is the most important thing when it comes to money. Mindset of thinking about money. Poverty is a mindset. 99 cents is not $1. Debt is no good. You want to pay off your debt, because debt has interest, which interest is you spending more money than what you paying back more money than what you actually spent. And debt reduces your net worth, because your net worth is determined by your income and your assets combined minus the amount of debt that you have to your name. Reducing your spending is a different way of thinking about money from increasing your income. And of course, how much money you make doesn't really matter. It's more about how you spend your money. And I'm saying this based on experiences. I took care of a wife and a child working at Burger King, right? And we had an apartment and we had our own car and we lived a very decent life. And she was not working. I took care of her and our child working at Burger King. Okay, so listen, you can make it. Anyone can make it. You just have to change the way you think. Your mindset, your perception of reality is what determines your reality. With that being said, I'm going to end today's episode. It's kind of long, but if you made it all the way to the end, please like, subscribe, leave a comment. Let's talk about this money thing. I am working on a business venture where I become an accountability coach, just helping people increase the value of their life, increase the value of themselves, their own personal worth to another human being. Putting together some packages, so I'm working on that. And so remember, man, we all out here trying to do the same thing. Survive and be happy. Y'all stay blessed.